right, everyone, welcome back to the Theta Communications YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about a recent tweet post put out by us, as well as the Theta Labs team regarding hardware agnostic tech and how that proceeds forward into the future. All right, without further ado, let us thank our Theta stakers over on ThetaCommunications.com, as well as our Tfuel stakers. You all make this content possible. Appreciate all of the support over with our Elite Edge nodes. We still have space available. We have the fully available as well as the partially available Edge nodes. So if you would like a fully available one, we have a full 500,000 Tfuel available here across the board. So. All right, as well as make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below to boost Theta-related content in the YouTube algorithm. All right, let's dive in. Let's head on over to Twitter here. Let's go over to the tweet that we had done, which was the hardware agnostic tweet, and we got some feedback, some users talking about how like it erodes the value of the Theta network as we push forward. We totally disagree with this viewpoint. I think, if anything, it pushes staking providers like us to work harder to better understand the landscape, because us as staking providers and other staking providers have been taking the risk of purchasing hardware and allowing users to push their Tfuel on top of it, right? We're taking the risk. And it's why we charge fees. It's why we've done videos on fees, is because it's an uncertain future. And with new hardware coming out seemingly faster than the blink of an eye, every 3 months it appears, the need to upgrade and change can pivot very quickly. So we have to adapt. And with that adaptation comes exciting new forefronts. But there is a risk from the hardware side. So we say investing in hardware could be a ticking time bomb with new innovations on the way. So taking risks so you as a Tfuel user don't have to, and maybe when new devices, new hardware comes out, it may become deflationary, more affordable, and then you'll be able to enable your own Elite Edge node, which is ultimately the goal, right? We want the most distributed edge network out there. Like, when I went to ThetaCon, I spoke to many people, and some people said, oh, well, why should I stake with you versus someone else or run my own edge node? And I said, I encourage you to run your own edge node. We want this to be as distributed as possible, but we offer a service that users can enable with their Tfuel if they don't feel comfortable setting up their own Elite Edge node or managing uptime. Always, it is better if users individually learn and set up their own. We have a growing and budding amount of active edge nodes here at 20,000 plus. It's amazing to see. And we even have Theta Labs weighing in on this post here from Nvidia, talking about the launch of these devices, these Nano devices that can possibly be very good for edge cloud users with an attractive price point, right? Theta does mention the GPUs like H100s that are a lot more powerful, these $25,000 plus GPUs that are going to be pretty significant going forward. And we saw this with Aether, because Aether has a bunch of them. Aether has like 8,000 Nvidia H100s, so that's a ton of compute power at $25,000 a piece. They have, whether they own these or not, that is a good question to ask, but they have 40,000 total. If you figure majority of them are $4,000 plus a piece, that is a sizable amount of hardware to be utilizing. So understanding that these synergies are going to push things forward, but as well, the fact that people say, oh, well, it's eroding the value if hardware gets cheaper. I don't think that's the case, because these pieces of hardware aren't even the real pieces of hardware. The H100s are the real hardware, and the intensity of compute is only going to increase, right? We have drones, we have robotics coming, right? We have a more interwoven world that's entering the space, and there's main gatekeepers that are holding us back right now, and that is the cost of electricity, the ability to store energy, and then the ability to transmit signal, right? So Theta, I think, has placed itself quite perfectly in a hardware agnostic state where the hardware can improve drastically and then it can ride upon the rails that Theta has set out, right? So that's really what Theta and the vision that we have at Theta Communications for Theta to become, is that it becomes the sharing IoT economy and the AI economy where compute power can be easily sourced and at a large cost savings relative to a direct vendor, right? So sharing in that resources is going to be a huge deal, as well as the patents that Theta has applied for too, right? Patents with their 20-year trend on them should give them a nice foothold within at least the American side of the economic spectrum. But all of this is going to come together quite neatly with new hardware. So I don't think it pushes Theta out by any means, right? And some people may say, well, that's a biased take, but the reality is, what is Theta solving for? It's the connection of devices and then being able to source and pick through which devices are optimal for the jobs or the workload that is needed or being requested, right? That's been the hugest challenge, right? We see this with Akash, where it's like, okay, well, the user has to go in and pick the hardware, right? Whereas if the technology stack is the sourcing of the hardware and the most optimal for the thing that is needed is automatically routed through, that is where the value capture proposition is, right? Rather than needing to source and reroute and try to figure out different things, Theta becomes this auto router that becomes the connective tissue necessary to be the pipeline of compute, while other cryptos are becoming the pipelines of finance, payment rails, Bitcoin, the competition of cheaper electricity as a base through mining rewards, right? So all of these competitions are driving forward innovation and stripping away the old guard of the gatekeepers, preventing technology to flourish and thrive forward. I hope you have found this video useful. I look forward to seeing you all on Tfuel Island. Take care. Bye-bye.